In this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips to increase your power at the plate as a hitter in slow pitch softball. So if you're not satisfied with the amount of home runs or doubles, or you just want a little more power to consistently, get those line drives through the infield and get on base, then in this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you improve your power at the plate. All right, so my first tip to improve your power as a hitter in slow pitch is to get your heel down in your... So no matter what you do in your stance, when we stride, we've got to widen up and we've got to be quiet with our upper body until this front heel completely lands. So as I start my stance, however my stance looks, I'm going to load my back leg, which we'll talk about in a second. I'm going to stride, and I've got to have this foot planted before my upper body starts to unwind. The common way people lose power is they start to rotate open in the air. And if you rotate open in the air, you've already spent some of that rotational energy from your hips that will flow through your core, that will then flow into your arms and the bat. So if you're rotating open in the air, you're losing power as a hitter. So how do you fix this? You've got to go back to basics. Dry swings, hit off the tee, hit in the cage. So in dry swings, like for me, I'm gonna make a line from toe to toe. I'm gonna make a line where my back foot's gonna start, and I'm gonna make a line where I want my front foot to hit. And then I can give myself feedback based on my line. And I'm gonna reach with my stride, and I'm gonna feel that foot plant. So if I'm doing this at game speed and I feel this, okay, that gives me some feedback that I landed open and not on my line. So okay, next one, I'm gonna stride out, make sure that heel hits, and then everything comes through after that. Everyone does the same thing, baseball, softball. They get their front foot down first before their hips start to rotate. Number 2, if you want to improve your power as a slow pitch hitter, make sure you have a good load in your back leg. You have to shift your weight. That's what I mean by load. I'm loading my back leg with weight as I stride. So then I can shift that weight into my front side, which helps to summate power from my lower half through my core to my upper body. It's important to understand that you don't just transfer power, because our lower half is rotating, but not really that fast. What happens when you hit a softball or baseball, you throw a softball or baseball, or you hit a golf ball, is we summate force. The power we create through a linear stride and the rotation of our hips is then amplified and increases as our upper body winds up, and then it starts to rotate, and that upper body power increases and is amplified as it goes through our throwing arm, or through our body as it rotates, and then the back comes through after that. So it's a summation of force. This increases that power, and then our upper body increases that power. So it's a summation that really helps us look calm and composed, and then bam, hit a ball 450 or whatever. But to have that, we have to keep weight in our back leg. We can't be here. And slow pitch is more forgiving than baseball for sure, but we can't be here because now we don't have any weight to shift. So you have to be really good, and this is where dry swings and tee work comes into play. Feel when this foot comes up, just feel the weight shift back, and then feel it stay there as we stride, and then it shifts as our hips turn towards the pitcher. So make sure you can feel that weight in your back leg, and if you don't, if you feel like you're lunging at the ball too much, or you're just reaching at it too soon, trying to attack it, and you're losing weight in your back leg, get back to basics, work dry swings, work off the tee, go to the batting cage, and feel that weight load up in your back leg and shift later. My third way to improve your power as a slow pitch hitter is to make sure you're making contact with wide feet, especially with older men. I'm 39. If you're in your 50s and your 60s, you're probably getting pretty stiff in your hips and you're losing mobility. So it's going to be much more likely as we age, everyone stiffens up, that we start narrow feet and we make contact with narrow feet. And then you can't shift as much weight, because wide allows us to transfer power aggressively from back to front. So check your feet, check your stride, and say, okay, if I'm making contact here, get a friend to get some slow motion video of you at your game. And if I'm making contact at shoulder width, can I get a little bit wider than that? And that's going to make a big difference in how much power you can apply to the softball when you swing. My fourth tip, if you want to have more power in slow pitch as a hitter, you need to probably swing more. This won't apply to everyone, right? So if you go to the batting cages once or twice a week, or you hit off the tee consistently, then that's not going to apply to you. But for many of us, especially if you're a beginner and you maybe just only show up to the field and you take a couple quick cuts and then you go play the game, you're only getting a couple swings in per week. So even if you just did dry swings in your home a couple days a week, 40, 50 swings, whatever it is, added to your weekly workload, it's gonna train those muscles, it's gonna give you a little more mobility, and it's gonna keep your body in tune where you're gonna be more consistent and you have a little bit of space, a little bit of time to work on your mechanics. So if you're not putting in the reps, consider this a friendly reminder that if you want more power, you got to put in a little bit more work. It doesn't have to be a lot of work because obviously as a slow pitch player, this is for fun, this is a hobby, right? But if you just allocate 5 or 10 minutes a week to take in some cuts, whatever it is in the backyard into a 7x7 net, whatever works for you, get some extra swings and you'll see that pay off in the consistency of your swing and in your power. And my last tip for increasing your power in slow pitch is to add some explosive rotational exercises to your weight room workouts. You can also add some mobility exercises. I'm gonna leave you 2 here. So as soon as I'm done talking, I'll play 2 of my favorite exercises that you can add to your workouts. And look, many of us go to the gym and our routine is kind of blah, right? And especially as we age, especially for the men watching, we're gonna lose mobility and flexibility as we get older. So can you get some of that back in the weight room? That's a really important aspect of this.
All right, so the Spider-Man stretch or the Spider-Man series, you're going to take a big step up like you just saw me take. You got to get really, really close so that your knee is close to 90 degrees. And then you're going to rotate up with the same side hand as you saw. Then you're going to center yourself on your leg and push your knee back as far as it'll go and pop your front toe up. That's crucial. You get a great hamstring stretch doing that. And then you'll repeat, return your foot, sink in here. This is also a great hip stretch right there. Then rotate up. And you'll get that upper body, that thoracic rotation stretch. And then you'll also do the hamstring stretch on the other side. So again, pop the toe up, push the knee back gently. This is a really, really good stretch. If you only had time to do one thing, this would probably be it because it hits a lot of different muscle groups.
So watch as I do this. I'm going to shift my weight into my right heel and then drive my weight forward towards the wall.
When you see people that really have a ton of power, they're usually bigger humans and they're usually strong humans, right? So the more you can work on some of that as part of your workouts, it will make a significant difference. All right, so thanks for watching. Hopefully one of these tips at least spoke to you, and if not, hopefully they're good refreshers or they're something that you could pass along to a friend who wants to improve their slow pitch game. But obviously, I enjoy just getting out there, meeting people, having fun, and for me, connecting with my roots as a little baseball player. I'm 39. I played from 8 to 30 and had some pro success as a pitcher, and now I get to experience the game in a new way, just for fun, running around, swinging, throwing, fielding, and enjoying the sun. So hopefully you get something out of it, and if I've helped you along, I'm glad to do that. All right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share this with a friend, and I'll see you here in the next video.